Hey guys, what's up? First of all, I want to apologize for not making videos that I planned to make. I did plan to make a bunch more theory crafting videos, but life got in the way, and also managing the guild and recruiting and finding out stuff about the game just ended up getting in the way, and I couldn't really put a lot of time into making more of these videos. So I got today a tank video that is going to be a launch. It's going to be focused on Siege Wars again, much like the other one. It's going to be quite similar probably to the one that I did before, but this one is more with the updated open beta patch, and also more in prepare for launch. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through the build here. I'm going to go step by step, choose the passives and the skills that I think are going to be good for the situation that this build will be used in, and then explain why I take each passive. And then also at the end, I'm going to be going through like some of the options that I'm maybe considering, and we'll see where it goes from there. So let's start with the purpose. So purpose is for Siege Wars. Again, same as the other one. All my builds are going to be mostly focused on either Siege Wars, and this can also include the 25, 25, 25 fights over forts, and maybe even like open field fights and stuff like that. So again, it's for like large scale group PvP. That is the main purpose of it. It's going to be a 300 constitution build, and then with the other 200 stats that you're going to have, it'll be into strength. The reason that I've gone with these stats is because, well, constitution obviously gives you more HP, which makes you more tanky. And the strength is, well, it just more fits into the weapons that we got. So the weapons that we got is, again, same as last time, sword and shield, and then Greataxe. I'm now going to go run through the skills and passives that I will be taking. Right, I'm just going to go blast through the tree first, and then I'll go back and explain the choices that I've chosen. Okay, so we've got shield bash, steady shield, steady grip, elemental resistance, defensive training, defiant stance, final countdown, restoration, improve rush, intimidating rush, final blow, recuperation, and then defensive formation. So for my last tank video, the main thing that has changed is invigorating bulwark. This passive used to be a 10% health increase whilst you were holding a sword, and they seem to have removed all passives in the game to do with, like, you know, HP increase, like they've done on life staff and I think one other weapon as well. But yeah, it's not on this build anymore. And any trait like this that, you know, gives stamina when hitting a target, like, in my opinion, this is just completely useless. Stamina regen in the game is stupidly fast, and it'll be a complete waste to take this passive. So we've now got 1 point out of that, and we have that extra points to deal with later. So I'm just gonna run through the passives on this again. All right, so the first one we got is steady rush, 15% physical armor. That's nice. Stamina damage is reduced by 15% when you're blocking with a shield. So this helps us block more, basically, right? So when we're blocking with our tower shield, our stamina damage that we take is reduced by 50%. That's good, helps us block more. 10% reduced from all magical types of damage. So all the elemental damage, like chill, fire, nature, void, and I think there's one other as well. I forgot about it right now. A lightning, that's it. And then so that's 10% reduced damage on that. When we block an attack, we gain 10% fortify for 5 seconds. Very nice trait. I'll explain a way that we can use that later. Final blow. Third attack in your light attack chain deals 15% more damage and causes more threat. Now, this is actually a pretty good trait to have, like, early on, because I think that, you know, with the threat increase, then it might help you actually just tank better, maybe without the Carnelian gem thing. So you could run this, but also having the third attack on the lighter chain ties into another trait that we have later. So I'll explain that when we get there. And then recuperation is 10% more healing incoming to you. So this trait is extremely good, because when you're getting healed by healer, you're being healed 10% more, and you want that. That's really good. So the skills we got is shield rush. So you rush forward 5 meters, do knockback. So if you need, it's not a mobility skill. Let's get that out of the way first, right? It is not a skill to move faster. the animation of doing it, you don't move with this. You really need to use it, and it's only 5 meters, so you really need to use it on a clump of enemies that you're trying to push off of something. So let's say in a war, there's a bunch of people on the flag, you're trying to CC them off of the point. This would be a good skill to do that. You want to disrupt them a bit if you can, when you're obviously not coordinating other skills. So you have to be thinking when you use this skill, and also use it correctly, okay? And then we got both passes for it, because again, we want to get defensive formation, but also successful hits will grant them weaken. So that's a cover condition. That's what I would call a cover condition. It's not really that effective, but it helps to cleanse when enemies are trying to cleanse conditions. Sorry, conditions, I mean like debuffs, right? So yeah, it's just a good extra cover conduit. Does that make sense? Like I hope so. If you don't, just ask. I can explain it in the comments if you need. And then on this one as well, 30% slow for 4 seconds. This is actually quite big, so yeah, we're gonna definitely be taking that. Defensive stance, so 30% fortify for 8 seconds. And then the passives that we got with it is the others above 50%, damage reduction increased by 20%. So yeah, this makes you really tanky, right? Caps out fortify 50%. That's great. That's what we want. And then with the 15% health when it ends, you heal for 15% of your max health. So there's actually a little trick you can do with this skill. So if you want to get the 15% health back faster, you can either stow weapon or swap weapon, and it will actually end Defiant Stance, and you can get the healing straight away. It's something that I've been doing a lot in PvP in game, on both large and small scale. So it's actually like more, you can use it more of a heal if you want it to. So I think that's really good. And then lastly, of course, we've got defensive formation. So when you're blocking, you create a circle area around you that gives 30% fortify to your allies. Insane ultimate passive to help your team out take reduced damage. Okay, all right. So the skills that we have that we're going to be taking in the other tree now is Whirling Blade with 1 point into it. Okay, Achilles Heel, Precision, Mobility, and Counter Attack. So you may be asking me, Jack, why you're a tank? Why are you taking traits that give you damage? Well, we're still going to be having 200 strength. We're not a complete wet noodle. Okay, we're not like, I don't think you can really be like a complete wet noodle tank. I think later, I might touch on this later on, but for now, at the launch of the game, this is what you probably will be running as a tank, at least for now, right? Future weapons may change things, but for now, you know, tanks can do damage. So I'm just going to run over the choices that I've chosen really quickly. So we got Achilles Heel. On the final attack of your light attack chain, you cause a 20% slow for 2 seconds. So if you remember earlier when I had the final blow, that attack in your light chain does 50% more damage. This also comes into effect with Achilles Heel. I hope you can see the synergy there. Final attack is the third one, right? So I think anyway, so you're also going to be doing 50% extra damage plus a slow, which is nice. Precision, so we gain extra crit chance on the sword. Awesome. 33% movement while blocking. This will tie into also there's a perk that you can get for the shield, right, which helps you move faster whilst blocking as well, and they stack together with this one. We did a lot of testing around that, and it's great. So you can actually block and move pretty quick once you got a good shield perk. That's really nice. And then counter attack, when you block an attack, you gain Empower for, like, it doesn't seem like a lot, but you know, you're going to be blocking a lot anyway. So with this extra Empower, then you can do a lot more damage. And then the skill that we got is Whirling Blade. Now you might be asking me, okay, why do you have Whirling Blade? Well, it's mostly because of the rend that we can apply here. So rend caps out at 30%, and rend is also pretty hard to come by in the game. So I like to get as much rend as I possibly can, because it is a decent duration, right? It's a 10-second 5% rend. It's basically just going to help you do 5% more damage to targets, I guess, because you're reducing their armor by 5%. I don't know if that actually calculates correctly, but yeah, you want to be reducing armor on enemies anyway. So yeah, and this is AoE as well, right? And it does you move forward slightly, like a couple of meters, and you can actually hit, like, I think I've hit up to like 5-6 people with this in one blow. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay, so that's the sword shield passives that I've gone over now, maybe I want to touch on a couple of things here. So they actually buffed Leaping Strike in the beta patch, and it's still trash. Like, Leaping Strike, much like before, still doesn't get you a gain when moving forward. So, you know, we had two guys running side by side, and Leaping Strike now, like, he uses it, he gets ahead like a tiny bit, but then the after animation, it allows people to still catch up. Does that make sense? Like, it doesn't gain you any mobility, really. So it ends up just being a skill that does some damage, and it's a complete waste, in my opinion. Like, for Leaping Strike to be ever worth taking, it needs to compete with other mobility skills. So, like, it should be probably at least 10 meters, and it has to be a lower cooldown as well. Like, 25-second cooldown is just, in my opinion, like, kind of shit. So they really need to buff this even more for, like, anyone to be even consider taking Leaping Strike on sword. And then the other skill is reverse stab. You can take this, in my opinion. Like, you can drop out of Whirling Blade, maybe, and take reverse stab if you want to, because what this allows you to do is that there's a perk that will allow you to transfer one condi. So you could take it like this if you wanted, and you could transfer a condition on yourself. So let's say you have like a bleed and a burn on you. You can use reverse stab and then transfer one, either the bleed or the burn, right? And it'll just help you click on these on yourself, or also just transfer some damage. So you could go like that if you want to. But again, I'm probably going to stick with Rend because, like I said, Rend is really hard to get in the game. So we need as much Rend as we possibly can. So I'm probably going to be running that. But you could run this if you have the perk for it. I'll just make a quick touch on Shield Bash as well. So Shield Bash, the way that stuns work in the game in PvP is if you apply a stun, it's actually a debuff that gets put on the enemy. And if that enemy that is stunned with the debuff gets hit by anything, that stun will cleanse. So you can stun someone with Shield Bash, but like 0.1 seconds later when someone else hits him, he's just going to get cleansed. So the stun is completely wasted. So I'm just like never taking Shield Bash again. I think it's a completely... With stun working the way like that, this is just a waste in my opinion. Like, I'm just not ever gonna go into that ever. So yeah, I think the only option that you can have is either like Whirling Blade or reverse stab with the right perks. Okay, this is what I like to run for Soul Shield. I'm now gonna move on to Greataxe. So with the Greataxe, not too much has changed. All we've done is we swapped out a few passives. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go quickly put all the passives on, and then I'll just run through them quickly. Okay. So I now have all the passives in. It's the same three skills that we had before, which is Reap, Charge, and Gravity Well. So the main reason that we have to use these first two things is because we need to get the Gravity Well. Gravity Well is a huge skill, and we need to take a couple of filler passives to get there. So I'm taking Heavy Pull so that our heavy attacks can at least pull people in. This does actually have some effect. It's not huge, it's not massive in PvP, but it's something, okay? And then Grit on heavy attacks as well. It's nice because then at least you have the grit to make sure that, you know, this has some more value. Plus, because we're not 300 strength, we actually don't have grit on our light and heavy attacks. So this is actually kind of nice for the tanks here. Next thing here is Gravity Well. So pulls are held in longer. So we actually tested this quite thoroughly, and it does make a difference to heavy pull here. So that is good as well, and it also works with Reap. Like when you initially pull them, it does hold them in long enough for other people to actually interact. So it's actually very good value to take Gravity here. Center of attention, so when there's more people around you, you're a tank, you're going to be around enemies all the time when you're pushing in. So having the 10% damage is nice, and also it's the same here with the damage. So you've got 10% extra damage whilst the 3 or more foes are around you. Then we got Gravity Well. So again, Gravity Well is this, you know, you guys all know Gravity Well. Gravity Well is that huge annoying skill where you just can't do shit. So everyone should be taking this anyway. If coordinated well within your group, then it's even more crazy. It does damage, but the main thing, you may think that, oh, it's just 10% extra damage here. This trait isn't amazing. It really isn't. But the main thing that we're after is the Fortify. So when it's really important that we try and cap out Fortify as much as possible. Same with Empower. So we take it for this. Also, there isn't really a lot of other amazing traits to take. So yeah, Very important that we try and max out our Fortify. Moving into the other tree, yeah, there's a couple of adjustments here from last time, so I'll just run over them real quick. So we've got Death Embrace, so Greataxe attacks against foes below 50% health. We penetrate their armor, so that's just more damage. When we crit, we heal for 10% of the damage done. If one of our attacks is blocked, we gain 15% of damage for 10 seconds. This is great because it's basically just giving us almost a permanent, like, 15% Fortify. So, you know, we just need one attack blocked. 10 seconds, 15 seconds. This is really nice. Critical damage increased by 10%. Again, more crit damage is nice. Also ties into critical gains, so more crit damage means here that we, you know, heal a bit more. And then we have more critical chance against foes that are below 50% health. So you can see that maybe these three tie into each other a little bit here, which is nice. With charge, we actually opted out of all the passives in charge so we can fill some other places. And yeah, we just found out that like the Frenzy of Momentum and the Unpredictable Strike just weren't doing shit really, and they were just wasted passives. So we just took the base skill just so we can have the mobility still. And then in Reap, yeah, we got all the passives in this. I don't think anything was changed with these, so I'm not really gonna go over them. And then Bloodlust as well. Bloodlust, you know, is insane. 30% move speed and 15% more damage when you're looking at someone within 15 meters, which is a crazy passive, by the way. I really do expect them to nerf this at some point because it is absolutely ridiculous compared to other weapons in the game. So yeah, guys, that pretty much wraps it up for the my updated tank build for launch. I hope that someone at least finds this helpful. My other tank video absolutely blew up. I'm over the moon with that. I don't know how or why, but it happened, so I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, again, sorry I didn't really get around to making other builds. My time was a lot less than what I thought it would be, and yeah, maybe I can fit in another build or two before launch. If you guys want to see my opinion on anything or make a build up for launch, just let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do. I can try, but no promises, okay? My time is quite limited. I am organizing my guild as much as I possibly can. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe. Also, if you don't mind, like, head over to my Twitch and follow my Twitch. Like, I'm really streaming on there more than I'm focused on making YouTube videos. So yeah, I'm more of a streamer than a YouTuber. So yeah, please, I really would appreciate a follow over at Twitch. I'll stop rambling on that. I'll see you guys later. Thank you. Bye.